Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Cosolix. Today we are doing an official Brawlhalla professional tier list. So we're going to go through every single legend in the game, rank the legends based on their tier and how good they are. I am only going to put 3 tiers because I think the game is very balanced and characters, anyone can be anyone. Characters aren't the deciding factor on who wins in a matchup. It's how good the player is, their movement, and there's so many factors. And Brawlhalla is a really balanced game. Anyone can win a tournament with any character, but there are some differences, and some characters are a bit better than others, but not by that much. That's why there's only 3 tiers. I'm gonna try and put legends in order, but you really cannot. Each tier is about equal to itself, to each other. But yeah, let's get right into this. If you want to see more tier lists, hit that like, subscribe, and comment. If this video gets 2,000 likes, I'll do a weapon tier list, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's get right into this. Also, this is patch 4.00. It is currently May 29th, 2020. Let's get into this. The first legend, Azoth. Azoth has incredible SIGs, axe and bow. They work really well together. I'm going to put them straight into S tier. We're going to be moving people around as this goes, so keep watching this video as a whole, because what you see now won't be what you see at the very end. Okay, so next we got Queen Nai. Queen Nai's signatures are very slow. She got buffed very recently, but I don't think it's enough. I'm going to put her in A. Core. Gauntlets and Hammer contrast really well. Gauntlets build up damage, Hammer the kill. Great combo. SIGs are great. Honestly, I'm going to put them in S because I really like legends that contrast well with its kit. No one's really playing Core right now, but I do think Core is a great legend, especially with the Gauntlet buff. Mirage. Mirage has great signatures. Both Scythe and Spear do kind of serve the same purpose. I'm going to put Mirage in A+. And yeah, SIGs, weapon combination, and how they contrast is really big, all 3 of those things. And then also I'm gonna talk about like if the weapon's also good or not right now. Bodvar. Bodvar's weapons contrast very well. Sword is good at building up damage, a lot of quick easy combos, and it's also pretty good at killing. It's not as good at building up damage as like Katars or something, but Bodvar has great signatures and whatnot. And also in 2v2, Bodvar's SIG kit and everything, he's an S. Let me order these 3. I'm going to put Bodvar better than Core, just because I think his stats are really well-rounded as well. Do I want to put him above Azoth? I think Azoth just is better right now. The SIGs on Azoth's kit is insane. Plus the weapons work well together. Vrax. Vrax is way overrated in my opinion. I think Vrax is good, but the stats are so lopsided. Also, Guns and Lance don't contrast very well. They both kind of serve the same purpose. Maybe Guns they contrast a bit better now because the 3-hit combo, down light, side light, and nair. I'm gonna put Vrax in A+ above Mirage. Scarlet. Scarlet SIGs are pretty broken. They're really good, and her Hammer's good. Lance is good. Lance is pretty good at building up damage, and Hammer's really good at killing. I think she goes really well. I'm gonna put her in S, and I'm gonna put her above Core. Dusk. Orb and Scythe kind of do the exact, or Orb and Spear kind of do the exact same thing. So I'm gonna put Dusk in A+, just behind Mirage. I think Dusk is good, but nothing really good about him, so he's just kind of average. Koji. Koji's kind of a sleeper because Koji's sword and bow are very similar, so they don't contrast very well. But the SIGs are top tier, and Koji's very quick. But I'm gonna put Koji about the same as Mirage. I think Koji's better SIGs than Mirage, just barely, so we're gonna put Koji here. Not as good as Rax. I think Rax is a bit better. Cassidy. A lot of people think Cassidy's really good. Guns and Hammer do contrast pretty well. I don't know. I don't love Cassidy's stats. I'm gonna put Cassidy A+. I'm gonna put in front of Rax. I think Cassidy has better stats than Rax. Wushang. Wushang's SIGs are broken. Spear's good, Gauntlets are good. Both the weapons can't really kill, but the SIGs are really good. I'm gonna put Wushang in A+ as well, but above Cassidy. Barraza. Barraza's insane right now. Guns are great at building up damage. Axe is pretty great at killing. The SIGs have been phenomenal for a while. I'm going to put Barraza in S, and I'm going to put him behind Scarlet but above Core. I think Barraza beats Scarlet in the matchup, but I think Scarlet goes into others a bit better. Sidra. Cannon is really good, Sword's really good, Cannon's really good at killing, Sword's pretty good at building up damage, Sidra's kit is pretty good, SIGs are pretty good, stats are pretty good. She's pretty average. I don't think there's anything special about her. I think maybe the Cannon and SIG you can spam, but there's nothing too special. I'm going to put Sidra about better than Dusk. I'm gonna put her behind Rax. Yeah, behind Rax here. Hattori. Hattori's been getting nerfed over time, especially with now Sword nerf and now Double D-Light's gone. Hattori's SIGs are pretty good, but not broken. I'm gonna put Hattori about on par with Koji. I do think she's better than Sidra. I think Rax is a bit better. Put Hattori there. Sentinel. Okay, Sentinel's a sleeper, okay? Hammer and Katars, they're so different that they work really well together. Katars builds up damage, Hammer's a great kill option, the SIG kit is great, stats are great, super well rounded. I think Sentinel's super underrated. I'm going to put Sentinel just above Cassidy and behind Wushang, just because I think Wushang has better signatures. So that makes up for killing. Zul. Zul is a lot better in 2s than he is in 1s. He's kind of similar to Teros in 1s, and just because he's very slow. But his weapons are... Well, Cannon's fairly quick for how slow he actually is. He's definitely an A+, but I would put him just above Dusk. I think that his stats kind of give him an edge, so he's a bit easier to win with. But I don't know if he's great in the long run at like the top level just because of how slow he is, but he's good in 2s. Okay, Cross. I don't know about Cross. Cross guns and gauntlets kind of serve the same purpose. Guns are a bit better at killing than gauntlets. The SIGs are pretty good. Gauntlets are pretty good right now, but there's nothing really special about them. I'm going to put him above Zul, but you know, we'll put him above Mirage as well, but behind Koji. I think Koji just has better SIGs. Okay, we got Caspian, the second person who's an A. I think Caspian's better than Queen Nai just because of his speed, and he keeps getting buffed slowly, but Gauntlets and Katars, they serve the exact same purpose. Good at gimping, good at building up damage, bad at killing. Gauntlets are actually better than Katars at killing right now, but I feel like Katars are better for like reading people, like catching dodge reactions. What Wrench does with Katars is kind of insane. He'll like hit you once, and then if you dodge anywhere, he has an option to follow up after he sees you dodge. Gauntlets, you don't have that same mobility that Katars have. Katars cover everything that's very close. Gauntlets, it's a bit more awkward sometimes with like Nair and Sair. It's not like you have a move like Nair, like Katar Nair, where it's just everywhere. So I'm going to put Caspian there. It's just too similar. He doesn't have good kill options, and he might be able to get kills off stage, but that's about it. Isaiah. Isaiah's sleeper good. Isaiah has great signatures. Not great, but very good. Guns and Cannon are very similar. They both are really good at comboing, and they're both pretty good at killing. Cannon's definitely better than Guns at killing, but he's not particularly great in anything, so I'm going to put him just behind Mirage above Zul. Zerial. Zerial is sleeper good. SIGs are insane. Make up for Bow and Gauntlets not killing as easily. Bow and Gauntlet's great at killing off stage. SIGs are great on stage. I think the only thing holding him back is if he had like a hammer or something, like Yumiko or whatever, it's a bit easier to kill with. You can't just rely on signatures for killing. You need quick options like Hammer as downlight, which just leads into Sair, which is a kill option, but you have to use signatures. So I'm gonna put Zerial. Just behind Rax. I think it's better than everyone else. Jiro. Jiro's sword and scythe kind of serve the exact same purpose. They're both a little bit combo heavy. Scythe doesn't have that many true combos. Sword has a lot of true combos, but scythe has more follow-ups. Both are great weapons. Both aren't great at killing. Sword's a bit better than Scythe at killing. There's nothing special in particular about Jiro. I'm going to put him above Zul, but behind Isaiah. Teros. Taros is very sleeper good because Axe and Hammer are very good online, not as good offline, and we are in online, and we're talking about online because I haven't played offline in months. But yeah, Taros is great signatures, and you can go up to 9 attacks, so it's very not lopsided, but it can take people that aren't ready very easily. If you're not ready to play against Taros, like, you need to be mentally prepared if you're going into a fight with Taros. I think Taros is a bit better than Zul in 1v1 in particular. Maybe not 2v2, but for sure 1. Actually, I think 2v2 as well. I think he's better than Jiro. Do I think he's better than Isaiah? I don't. I'm going to put him an A+ there. Just because he's great, but he's very counter-pickable since he's so slow. Nash. Nash is also sleeper good. Sidelight is sidelight on Spear. Spear's good at like building up combos. You got double delay at early health, but Hammer contrasts very well. You're able to kill with it with some great signatures. The Sigs are great. I think if Spear was a bit better at building up combos and a bit worse at killing, his weapons would be a bit nicer. Like if it was like Qatar Hammer or something more like Sentinel with his signatures, he would be really high up. But I don't think Spear is the best weapon, and it doesn't contrast with Hammer as well as something like Qatar's or Gauntlet does. But Nash has great Sigs to make up for it. I'm going to put Nash just behind Sentinel. I think Nash has better signatures than Sentinel, but the weapon combination just isn't as good, in my opinion. Ada. Spear and guns kind of serve the same purpose. They're both meh at killing. They both have good combo potential and string potential. Guns are arguably better than Spear right now in straight combos. But the Sigs on Ada definitely make up for it. She's pretty average. I don't think she stands out in any way. I'm going to put Ada kind of like, there's this like category here where it's just a bunch of meh legends. I'm going to put her in front of Cross. I'm actually going to change my opinion. I'm going to put Mirage in front of Cross and Isaiah in front of Cross, since I just think that they stand out a bit more. Okay, Lucian. Katars are great, guns are pretty good. Again, not great at killing, but Lucian's Sigs make up for it. It's just not great to rely on Sigs for killing, especially in tournaments. I think he's good. I would put him about just past Rax and Cassidy right here. I think both guns and Katars are in a really good spot with some great signatures. If he wants to be higher up, he needs to have a kill confirm on some of his weapons. Back when gun D-Light recovery would kill a lot earlier, he was easily S tier. But now that guns aren't as great at killing as they used to be, he's floating at the top of A+. Okay, Ragnar. Ragnar's really good at killing. Axe and Katars contrast really well. Great signatures. Ragnar's just that legend that I don't think there's that much bad about him. The only thing I can critique is he doesn't have enough speed to make up for, like, the best Qatar legends need a lot of speed, but Axe doesn't really need a lot of speed. So if you play him for Axe, he's great, but if you play him for Qatars, there's better options, like Sentinel. Actually, I don't know the speeds on Sentinel and Ragnar. I think Sentinel is a bit more speed, but I'm gonna put Ragnar about on par with Sentinel, just around here. I'm going to give Sentinel the upper hand just because I think Hammer's a bit better than Axe right now. Just a bit, but not by much. Yellow Man. Spear and Lance they're very similar, but Lance is a lot better at killing than Spear. And then Lance is also a lot better at building up damage. But Spear's a lot better at covering in weird situations. Like, Lance doesn't have any anti-air on the ground, while Spear's combo starter is an anti-air. So it works really well together, the two weapons. The signatures on Orion are some of the best. I think Orion honestly is S tier. I think he's just behind Barraza right here. I think Lance is really good right now. I don't think it's broken, but it's like in a perfect spot. Shouldn't be touched. But I think Spear could use a tiny bit of buffs, but then Orion would be the top of S right now. Just because Sigs are great. He doesn't have many weaknesses other than I think his Spear is a bit of a weakness. But yeah, his Lance is very strong. Ember. Ember's bow and Sig is broken. Bow Sigs are phenomenal. Qatar Sigs are also very good. Qatars and bow are very similar. You kind of have to fish kill confirms on Ember with signatures. There's no like combo starters like Hammer or like Downlight Sarah, for example. I'm going to put Ember just above core, I just think her SIGs are some of the best in the game. I think if she was given a kill confirm, she's the most broken legend in the game. But her stats as well just hold her back a tiny bit because you can only get 4 defense. So she's pretty counter pickable. But again, the SIGs are phenomenal. Actually, I'm going to put her behind core. But yes. I just think her SIGs need a bit of nerfs. Jala's weapons contrast super well. They contrast better than Ember, but how Jala is worse SIGs than Ember. And then also, Jala is low defense, similar to Ember and whatnot. So, I think the weapons contrast well, but the SIGs aren't as good as Ember. I'm going to put Jala just in front of Sentinel. Actually, no. I'm going to put Jala right behind Sentinel and Wushang. I think Jala is just very well-rounded. It's just the stats kind of hold her back from being that S-tier character. And with that kill confirm on sword, to have both axe and sword, it used to be in the game, it was downlight and sig, now it's 1 frame, but back when it was true, I would have put Jala at the bottom of S. Thatch. That guns and sword kind of serve the same purpose, pretty good at combos, pretty good at killing, but not great. Thatch's SIGs are pretty good, but his stats hold him back. I think he's kind of near like Jiro level. I'm going to put him just behind Taros. I just think that there's nothing special about him. His SIGs are pretty cheesy, but that's really it. He doesn't have anything strong in particular. Not great at killing. SIGs aren't the best in the game. Stats are pretty poor. Glass Cannon. Rayman. Rayman is really good in my opinion. Sleeper good. Because Gauntlets and Axe contrast really well with each other. Gauntlets are combo starter, Axe is good at killing, and the SIGs are pretty good on both kit. Axe is arguably better signatures than Gauntlets, but Gauntlets are not that bad. If you're an Axe mains, Rayman is a sleeper pick for you. I'm going to put him at the top of A. I'm going to put him just behind Nash. No, I'm going to put him in front of Cassidy right there, actually. I just think if he had a Gauntlet SIG buff, he would be top of A+, if not S, but his gauntlets kind of just hold him back a bit. But yeah, very, very well put together legend. Very balanced. Mordex. Gauntlets and Scythe kind of serve the same purpose. They're both good off stage. Mordex SIGs make up for it, but again, the lack of kill confirms. Gauntlets now have a kill confirm, but again, they're not great at killing. They're better than Scythe. But Mordex can also get just counterpicked by Lance and like other heavier legends. I'm gonna put Mordex just in front of Rayman. I think he's very balanced. I think the SIGs are phenomenal, but his weapons are just too similar. I don't think he's very strong because his weapons are too similar. Yumiko. Yumiko's weapons contrast really well. Bow is great at combos and slightly good at killing. Hammer's phenomenal at killing. Yumiko has phenomenal signatures. Super well balanced. She doesn't have any weaknesses in particular. So I'm going to put her in S. I might rearrange S a tiny bit. I'm going to put her behind Orion. I'm going to probably rearrange some of these legends at the top of S. We'll do that after. Kaya. Spear, bow kind of serve the exact same purpose. Kaya's SIGs are pretty good, but she just doesn't have anything special about her. I'm going to put her around here. I'm going to put her just behind Hattori. Lin Fei. Katar's cannon aren't particularly great together. SIGs are pretty good on Lin Fei. Stats really hold her back. I'm going to put her at the top of A. Just because she doesn't have anything good about her. Her stats suck. And her weapons are pretty good, but I just think she gets counterpicked way too hard in this meta. And I don't think she's very good. Val. Sword and gauntlets are very similar, so don't contrast very well, but Val's SIGs really make up for it. I think Val is very balanced because of that. Her weapon combination could be better, but she's very good in everything else, so I'm going to put her at the top of A+. I'm going to put her just behind Lucian. These are like, anyone in A has like multiple flaws. A+ is like only 1, maybe 2 flaws at most, and S just doesn't have any weaknesses right now. Like, just super well-rounded, and if it is a weakness, it's countered by something else, you know? Like Ember has great SIGs to make up for the 4 defense. You know, like phenomenal SIGs. Core is just super, super well-rounded. I don't see a weakness with Core. Same with Yumiko. Basically the same with Orion. Do you kind of see what I'm trying to say? Roland. Sword and Lance are arguably the exact same. They serve the same purpose. Roland has awful signatures. Some of them are usable. Others are completely unusable, like Sword Side Sig or Lance Side Sig. Honestly, I'm going to put him in A. I'm going to put him just behind Linfei in A. I just think he has a lot of flaws. And I think he needs a signature rework on a lot of his because they're straight up unusable. There's no point. When would you ever want to use a Lance Side Sig? And when would you almost ever want to use a Sword Side Sig? Like maybe a Sword stacked, but then you're locked in so many frames. You're better off just like down lighting or side lighting. Or end lighting. Like that hit stacked on Sword. Anyways. Asuri. Asuri is very good. Her weapons are kind of similar. Sword's a bit better than Katara's at killing, but Sword isn't particularly great at killing. But her SIGs really make up for it. I'm going to put Asuri just in front of... Honestly, like right here. I think Asuri's great. I just think Sentinel has a teeny tiny bit weaker SIGs. But the hammer kind of just makes up for it. It's easier to kill with. They're very similar, these two. They're pretty even. It just kind of depends on who you're playing against, who you feel more comfortable with. Brynn. Brynn is really, really well-rounded. Spear, if it had a bit better combo potential. Like, it's very good, but it's kind of like Sword, where it's like pretty good at killing, pretty good combos, pretty good everything, but not really good in one case scenario. And Axe is just really good at doing damage and killing. If Spear is a bit better at combos and a bit weaker at killing, I think Brynn might be really good, just because the weapons contrast. The SIGs are phenomenal on Brynn. Putting Brynn at the top of A+. I'm going to put Brynn just behind Wushang. Just because I think Gauntlets are a bit better than Axe right now. Wushang is a bit better SIGs than Brynn, but not by that much. I think Gauntlets just got a buff recently and enabled a lot of true combos. So, Artemis. Artemis has been sleeper good for a while. She keeps getting buffed, and that Lance Side Sig buff where they made it hit with more hitbox for longer is phenomenal. Only thing is Scythe and Lance are fairly similar. Lance is actually better than Scythe at building up damage more consistently. The only thing Scythe is better than Lance at is offstage and killing offstage. But I think if you are a Lance main, there's better Lance Legends to pick. If you're a Scythe main, Artemis might be good, but that depends if you're better with like Orb or something, because Fate and whatnot. I think Artemis is great. I just think that there might be better options depending on who or which weapon you prefer. I'm going to put Artemis at the top of A+. I'm going to put Artemis just in front of Jala here. Nyx. Scythe and Guns are very similar. Scythe is really good offstage. Guns are pretty good offstage, but Scythe is arguably better. They're both meh at killing. Scythe's pretty bad at killing. Nyx is pretty decent SIGs. Nothing really stands out about Nyx. She's just kind of meh everywhere. She's not great at one thing. I'm going to put her at like the bottom of A+. I'm going to put Nyx just above Ada here. Yeah, I think Guns are better than Spear, but I think Nyx is just a bit weaker than everyone above her. Diana. Guns and Bow are very similar weapons. Pretty good combos, pretty good everything. They don't stand out in anywhere, so it's almost like you have two of the same weapons. Obviously, they play differently, but they serve the same purpose. But Diana's SIGs are phenomenal, some of the best in the game, and they all send you downwards for the most part, so they're really good at killing early. Just because of that, I'm going to put Diana more towards the top of A+, because she has something really good about her that is helping her weaknesses, which is killing with light attacks. But if Guns had a kill confirm or something, Diana would easily be S tier. Same with if Bow had a really good kill confirm. I'm going to put Diana just behind Asuri and above Artemis. We got Macho Man. This guy's a Macho Man imposter. Lance is great, Axe is great. Lance is great at building up damage and killing. Axe is great at doing kind of the same thing. Only difference is Lance is a bit more momentum than Axe, which can be a good thing, can be a bad thing, depending on who you're playing against. Very good signatures. I just think that he can go into other legends better, but I don't think he's necessarily better than other Lance legends. Like, I think Scarlet and Orion are better characters, but Macho Man can fight others evenly, if that makes sense. Like, if you play Barraza against Scarlet or Orion, Axe and Gun screws Lance. But because you have an Axe with Macho Man, because Axe also beats Hammer and arguably can beat Spear, but because you have Macho Man, you have an easier matchup because you have more defense, you have more attack, and Axe goes evenly into Axe. So arguably the only thing is Lance into Guns, which Guns like win maybe 55-45, but still. Ulgrim goes into the meta better than other legends, but I think other legends are better overall. Like, Scarlet has better signatures, and Hammer's arguably a better weapon than Axe. Same with Orion, better signatures, but Macho Man is still a great legend. I'm going to put him at the top of A+. I'm going to put Macho Man just in front of Wushang. I think he's great and just really well-rounded. But again, there's nothing super duper special pushing him into the busted territory. Fate. Fate is busted. Fate is really good. Fate's Orb is good kill confirms, and Fate Orb Sigs are phenomenal. Some of the best Sigs in the game. I think Orb Side Sig might be the best Sig in the game, if not one of them. It covers so much range and it's so hard to punish. It also is a combo starter if you hit it early for some reason, because you can send the opponents downwards. And I think Scythe Sigs are pretty good. If Scythe was better, I think Fate is by far the best character in the game. But even without it, she only has one flaw. I'm going to put her in S. I'm going to put her just behind Orion. I think Fate is phenomenal. Thor. Thor got a nerf last patch, and I think Orb and Hammer work really well together. I think he's just really good, but I don't think there's anything too special. Orb is good at building up damage, but doesn't have insane strings. Like Katars, you can kind of keep going. Orb has like 3 hits, 4 hits, but it's hard to keep extending those strings or combos. So I'm going to put Thor below Fate, but I still think he's really good. Gonna put him at the top of A+. Gonna put Thor just in front of Asuri, but behind Sentinel. He's kind of like in between this area. This whole area, it's hard to say who's better. Like, different legends go into each other differently, but like everyone in this tier is arguably very similar. There's some differences between the top of A+ and the bottom, but really these are like balanced legends that shouldn't really be touched. These legends need buffs. These legends need slight nerfs, in my opinion. Petra. Petra's really good. Gauntlet's got a buff. Sigs are phenomenal. Orb is phenomenal. The only thing, Petra doesn't have any like really, really good kill confirms, but Gauntlets just got them in the last patch. Got some good ones, and Orb has a few of them, and the Sigs make up for it. The only thing she lacks is like a Hammer downlight Sarah. That's it. She's just super well-rounded, and the stats are very similar to Scarlet. I'm gonna put Petra all the way up beside Scarlet. I'm actually gonna put Petra. Do I put better? Yeah, I'm gonna put better. I just think Petra doesn't have any weaknesses right now. Not much. And any weaknesses she has, they're covered by her signatures. Like, the weapons aren't the best at killing, but they're good in other areas, so makes her weapons very well-rounded. Gauntlets are great at doing huge strings, early health. Orb is a bit better at killing than Gauntlets, but Gauntlets can kill, and the Sigs are insane. Yeah. Vector. Vector is good, but the Lance Sigs just suck. End Sig is sleeper good. Side Sig is meh. There's better side Sigs. Down Sig is almost unusable. Bow Sigs are pretty good. He's good, but he just has weaknesses. I'm going to put him kind of in the center here. I'm going to put Vector there. I think he's better than these characters, but I think he's not as good as these. Volkov. Volkov has some great signatures. Scythe and Axe contrast really well. I think he's a very balanced legend. He doesn't excel in anywhere. Like, Axe isn't as good as Hammer at killing. Scythe isn't as good as Katars at building up damage. But they work pretty well together. I'm going to put him in mid to high A+. I'm going to put Volkov about the same as Ragnar. He's just well balanced, but there are some better options. Okay, let's adjust S because I actually don't think Azoth is the most broken in the game, but I don't necessarily think anyone is the most broken. I think my A+ is pretty much right. I'm just going to review it really quickly. Let me just look over and think. I think Fate. Nah, Scythe. Nah. I think Petra is better than Bodvar. And I think Azoth is up there. I think with the gun buff, guns are so good at building up damage. I'm going to put Baraza better than Bodvar. But is he as good as Petra? No. But are they better than Azoth? Maybe. Azoth's really well-rounded, doesn't have any weaknesses. I'm going to put him about on par with Bodvar. Scarlet, I think Bodvar is just a bit more well-rounded. Core is also really well-rounded. But so is Yumiko. Put these like that. Scarlet had a nerf last match, but it's really good. Yeah. Okay. Here's my final tier list right now. Again, this is subject to change. I think Petra is arguably the best character in the game. I don't think there's like the #1 character, but like I think top 3, Petra, Baraza, Azoth. I don't think they have any weaknesses right now. Obviously you can make things even better than they already are, but there's nothing wrong with these characters. Petra has great kill potential because of the recent Gauntlet buff, and the Sigs are already phenomenal. Especially Gauntlet and Sig is phenomenal. Orb is better than Gauntlets at killing, but Gauntlets have some arguably better signatures than Orb. She's just very, very, very well balanced. Oh, there's no Onyx on this tier list. Okay, you know what? I forgot about that. They didn't add Onyx. Okay, Flipside, they're editing this. Add in Onyx. We're gonna put Onyx just at the top right of S. They work really well together. His Sig or her Sigs are phenomenal. Super well-rounded. The only thing I could say is like maybe if Cannon had a bit better kill options, but Onyx should go right here. So Flipside, please add Onyx right here where my mouse is. But yeah, this is my final tier list. I think these 3 legends need nerfs, especially in their signature department. Baraza's guns just turn guns into Katars and Axe, if that makes sense. Guns now have a 5-hit true combo and a consistent 3-hit true combo early in health, and then having Axe Sigs to make up for the kill potential, and guns already have good kill potential, and Baraza has phenomenal Sig. There's nothing bad about this character. There's literally, it's very well rounded. Same with Petra, same with Azoth. I think Bodvar, Yumiko, and Core don't have the extra brokenness. Like, I don't think their weapons are necessarily broken. I think guns are arguably the best weapon in the game. But Bodvar, Yumiko, and Core are super well-rounded. Scarlet, Orion, Fate, and Ember all have slight weaknesses in some departments, but the signatures make up for it. Great legends. Anyone in A+, I think is usable. Depends on like matchups and whatnot. And I think that Lin Fei, Roland, Caspian, and Nai all need buffs. I think Lin Fei needs either some broken signatures or give Katars like, or maybe Cannon better kill options, one of the two. It's just Cannon isn't great at killing. Like, it's good, but it's not phenomenal. And just Katars with it, I don't know. Lin Fei is arguably kind of similar to Onyx, but Onyx just has way better or not way better, but much better signatures and much better stats. Which just, if Lin Fei had either different stats or better signatures, I think she'd be higher. Roland just needs a rework or complete buffs on the Lance side sig and Sword side sig. They're almost unusable. Caspian is just has a design flaw. Maybe keep buffing the signatures until his sigs are some of the best in the game. And Nai is kind of the same way. She's just really slow. Either keep buffing her signatures or buff the weapons. I think Spear and Katars are not the best weapon right now. They're good, but I think if they were both buffed more, then Linfei would be higher. Or not Linfei, Queen Nai would be higher. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, hit that like, subscribe, and comment. Again, this opinion is subject to change depending on tournament outcomes. This is just my current opinion. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys all later. Take care. Peace.